ladies' high school class reunion. Doing this direct to YouTube so you can see. There's some people here. Very nice people. Been very pleasant company speaking with them. The big groups up there. I'm getting ready to do the food here. Did the grill. There's my lady up there getting her plate so she can get some stuff. You see people. Hey, if you all want to say hi to Cheryl, this is on my YouTube. Cheryl's over here. This is on my YouTube channel, so you can say hello. Class of 73, Manchester. I'm the class of 77. I'm class of 78, Quincy. Next month is my class reunion. Yeah. Yep. You want to get something? Now, this is 50 years for these people. You brought me home a double cheeseburger. It's still in the fridge. Hey, Cheryl, wave. I'm doing direct to YouTube right now. Are you a grandma yet? Oh, gosh, yes. Actually, four. Three girls and a boy. And the youngest granddaughter just graduated this year. Just graduated? Yeah, from high school. Well, I thought I'd get some of this for you so you can see. And the 73. Let's see, I'll get a little walk around and get some of this so you can see everybody. Putting this on our YouTube channel here. I didn't get a plate because there weren't any out there. I want some of that melon. Okay. I'll push this back around the other way now.
It's watermelon.
That's what it looks like. Watermelon slices.
Wow.
It looks like cantaloupe there.
Cantaloupe.
I'm going to get some of the fruit.
Yeah.
So I snuck up here for. When I got my burger while he was doing them, I said, I make me mine a little bit more rare than you do some of them, please.
So he did for you.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, good.
Not quite as rare as I would make it, but it's still good. I'm making sure I put some of this on my YouTube channels, and she'll have a place where she can see. I'll take some of the beans. Oh yeah.
I graduated from Manchester. My daughter showed her my picture.
Yeah.
When I graduated, she said, "Grandma, that's not you."
Well, I showed her grandson pictures of when me and her got married back years ago. And Austin goes, "Grandma, you were cute." I says, "Well, that's why I married her."
You were cute.
Well, a lot less wrinkles and a lot less this too at that particular time. Though.
She has a whole lot more wisdom now.
They say with age becomes wisdom, but I've seen some people that age doesn't matter; they're still stupid. But that's another subject.
It doesn't work, does it?
Especially the people that keep getting in trouble. Hey, John, I see you there. So, me and Mama are sitting down to have some food.
we finally stopped and got some libations to have with it. So I figured I'd do a little recording here so that Cheryl has something she can view when she gets home.
What am I going to do when I get home?
Well, if you want to see who all was here, it's on my YouTube channel. No, this is Cheryl's 50-year class reunion, Tony. And next month is my 45-year. So I tried to get her here 5 years ago, but she had an excuse of some sort. So anyway, and look, I even shaved for it. Of course, I am wearing my bling, of course. I already found who the partiers are, a couple of people. The guy cooking, one. I hope we're not stole somebody's chair by sitting here.
No,
They'll come pick us up and throw us out if we did, I guess.
no, you're fine.
I love this. I wished I had this.
Yeah.
Wished I had this big old tent here. Look at this thing. I wished I had this. I'd have this set up all year long. Oh, Tony, I didn't leave home empty-handed. I mean,
Get away, please.
I already know who the stoners are. I've already spoke with 4 of them. Of course, a couple more inside the cigarette pack. You know me, John. It's my American Express stash. Don't leave home without it. What's really fun is looking at the pictures of the people from back then and how they are now. I always saw a picture of one guy who had a nice shaggy haircut in his day and got less hair, almost as much hair as I do. And he would just stand over here talking to him. Let me see your tag. Here, John. Hold still, I'll move. Was you a good student? John's asking. Ed, she looks a lot. Pull it back up again. Courtney looks more like you there than Shannon. Well, she was 18.
How are you doing? Hello, Mr. Steele. How's everything going with you two?
How about you? Sounds like you're doing better than worse.
Yeah, I even got my teeth in. We didn't put the tablecloths on.
That's my doctor telling me.
You're getting mature.
And you lose your numbers.
I didn't know we were separated. Jim Baker. Oh, that's a tough name to have to deal with after what happened with the Jim Baker. Have to deal with what happened with Jim Baker, the PTL club.
Trust me, anyone who knows me would not confuse me.
Yes, she's talked to some of her classmates. Cheryl Goke.
Cheryl Goke. Good to see you.
Yeah.
So what are you doing with the life?
Say it's good, better than the alternatives.
Fire department. Oh, you're still with that? So you were with the Ann Arbor Fire? Police? Washington County. You put your 30 years in with them?
Well, Moish, if you didn't spend all your time in the bathroom smoking that reefer, you probably would have gotten a lot better along. Moish.
Our retirement was based on they just that extra 13 years. No, they're not. Oh yeah. Breakfast with Doug last Wednesday. In the hospital.
There are a couple people in this crowd that I have seen before.
Huh?
There are a couple people in this crowd that I have seen before.
You were on Michigan Murders. No. Outside crap.
No, Mush. Has anybody tried to hit on She-Ryle yet? Spell it right. C-H, dickhead, not S-H.
Salad was good.
Salad, just lettuce. Or spinach. Yeah, back in the days of Jim Baker's PTL Club, I got a card from Jim and Tammy once autographed. I still have it.
Don't fail me now.
I have to be careful on them. I weigh too much for most of them.
Yeah, something tells me I should get a higher from over there. This is not doing it for me.
No. Unless you like to
Yeah.
shovel.
Pull up her chair, sit on the floor. Well, I told her the table's over there for her.
A little kitty.
So, how was life?
She's a class of 73.
Good.
That's right.
Yep. It was true.
Right, somebody in my
There's times
My live here.
Times I would like to go back and start it all over. Not make the same mistakes twice.
Yes, there is that. I wouldn't do that unless I could take my 67-year-old brain with me.
Yep.
For some reason, she knew emotionally. Because when I was born, I saw him.
Mush. What year is the class? What year is that? The class of 32? You realize if you were 18 in 1932, you'd be probably dead by now.
Yeah. Got more than dead.
That's 2 years before my mom was born. Yep. So how was your hair back in, and look at you. Didn't try to go wild with it. You still about the same amount. Yeah.
Pretty much. Lost the sideburns.
Yeah.
I purposely did not wear a hat because I wanted to prove I still had you.
Yep. Some people like that and other people don't.
The first time I didn't get to go to my class until it was the 20 year. Was the first one I went to. And one of the guys that used to pick on me stood and looked up at me and says, Lord John, if I'd known you were going to get this big, I wouldn't pick on you. I would have picked on you so much. I said, I'd pat him on his head. He says, that's all right, little guy. That was a lifetime ago.
Most of the people I had the hardest time identifying because we've got a couple that knew a lot after high school.
Yeah.
Now they're like,
Well, I shrank a couple of inches.
And she's at the height she was in grade school.
I've been the same height since I was 13. So what did you do?
I was a nurse
Okay.
for 29 years.
Where at?
I was in I left here. I worked in nursing homes and hospitals here. I went to Arizona, got my license transferred over there. I worked in nursing homes and not the hospital. I didn't want to work in the hospital. And then I went to California. And I worked in nursing homes and places there. I made the rounds.
I guess you did. My grandmother was in the nursing home in Saline for 16 years. So spent a lot of time there.
Yeah. Let's put it this way. I hope I never go to a nursing home again. I know I would work there, but I was there for
Well, according to a month, about a month and a half. Almost long enough for them to start trying to take you Social Security. But according to some people we know, that you didn't want to leave there, you wanted to stay there.
well, thank you. I worked in nursing homes. I know it.
I got an internet troll that says she was never happier. She wanted to stay there. She didn't want you to take her home. She just doesn't want to hurt your feelings. She wants to stay right there where she's getting taken care of, hand and feet and everything, you know. So I know she doesn't want to be there. Guys, she was missing our babies.
Here, I can grab this one, Dale.
You want to see something? See what a dog looks like when he gets a hold of a piece of a medicated brownie?
Him and his brother and dad.
How you like that grin?
Yeah.
I sent that to my vet. I said, he looks like this. He said, well, he looks like he's happy. A little chunk of a medicated brownie made with THC oil. He was like that for hours.
I had a friend that lived here in town,
Oh, yeah.
and he had his dog spayed. He was too cheap to take it back to the vet for stitches. So he called me because he knew that I did various things like that as part of working my way through the rest. The dog wasn't going to have any part of it initially. So I said, bring me a shot of whiskey. And so he brought me a shot of whiskey, and I drank half of it, and I gave the other half to the dog. I said, now let's wait. And we waited about half an hour and looked over at his dog was all glassy-eyed and her tongue was hanging out about a foot and a half. I said, now let me try. She never blinked.
And that's what I told his sister.
I suppose it wasn't the right thing to do. I got the job done, and I don't know how she felt the next day, but
Only a little tipsy.
My uncle used to give beer to one of the poodles that used to come over. Then you get animals that get to start liking it. You can turn an animal an alcoholic real quick.
I know my dog used to like beer.
How'd you break him of it?
I didn't give it to him.
But I knew dogs that would knock over the beer to get some of it. You know how to break him of it? Let him get drunk. Once they get drunk one time, they will never touch it again. And I had a dog that would tip over my beer and lick it up off the floor one time. I said, you want some more? Okay. I put a bowl down there. I said, just have yourself. And every time he finished, I put a little bit more. He passed out. The next day he woke up and his head must have been pounding like, and never touched my beer again. If I could put a beer down, he'd move away from the can.
Yes.
They have that look on their face like they do after they've been tranquilized at the vet. Their eyes hang down.
All the classes at his house.
Oh, he was
Out of town.
all messed up. Go to try to play with him, and he was like, it was funny as hell. I said to the vet, I says, well, it was a fudge brownie. And he says, what about chocolate? He says, maybe about an M&M's worth of chocolate. I says, that gonna hurt the dog? He says, if it doesn't look like seizures or it's throwing up or anything, don't worry about it. And I says, but look at this face. And I sent him that picture, and he says, he sure looks happy. And he's still alive. We almost brought him today. He goes with us everywhere. He was upset that I didn't take him. He was heartbroken. Well, I always say they're his cars. He just lets me drive them. And he's my oldest male dog. Then I have his mama still. And him and his mama got freaky in the last round. And I got the total inbred runt. And we call her name is Little Bit. She's
Just like her daddy.
I call her Bitty Rat.
Daddy.
I said Little Bit stands for little bitch. Because she's the smallest dog with the biggest attitude. She thinks she's a freaking Rottweiler. And she will attack her litter mate. Well, not her litter mate, but they were born around the same time with one of my other bitches. And she'll attack, and it's just as funny as hell to watch them. Min pins. Yep. We had a min pin. The neighbor had a min pin. And that's who I got my female bred with. And then my mom had a Jack Russell Corgi. And when he got old enough, he messed up my breed. So I have one dog in the bunch that's kind of a vanilla color. And she doesn't look like any of the other dogs. She just, they're all related. But she's so out of place compared to the other ones. Because I have the black and tan, and then and Rex is a chocolate, kind of a reddish brown. So we've either got the black and tan or the red and tan. And she's blonde. and twice the size of him. So her dad was the Jack Russell Corgi, and she's a big baby. That's our Loki. I have one that gave her the name Baby Girl because she has such a just a sad baby face. The doe eyes, puppy dog look. Her name fits her. She's a baby. You can pick her up and hold her. They all have their own little personality. I wouldn't trade any of them.
Got a friend over in Venus that has, I don't know if it's an Malamute or what, it looks for all the world like a full-size wolf that desperately wants to be your best buddy. And it's the most docile animal I've ever seen.
I had a husky like that.
Oh, wow.
He said the only problem with that dog, because it has such thick fur, is if it's raining, and he lets them out in the morning, he can't get them back in. They'll lay out there in the rain all day, they could.
Yeah.
And of course, he gets totally soaked up.
Uh-huh.
My grandma. I remember seeing that.
Thought I had that video of the dogs on your lap that one day. We've got 7 of them all together. The only one that goes with us everywhere usually is Rex. He's my baby boy.
Can't complain. Wouldn't do any good anyway.
Ain't that the truth?
I'm glad you had to look.
I had to cheat.
It's all right.
You know, they're doing remakes of a lot of shows, bringing back a bunch of shows. Well, they brought back Beavis and Butthead. Look at them. Look at close. They're old. That was one episode where they did a future drop. And they're still sitting on the couch doing the same things they were doing back in, shut up, Beavis, you know. Oh, you remember seeing this one? Austin with my Donald Trump wig on. See, my grandson's wearing my hair. That's a wig. He's got black hair, dark brown. I was trying to find that picture of the dogs on your lap. All the animals sitting on her lap.
All of them? All 6?
Oh, here's Rex in the store. I was playing with one of them. It was around Christmas time. Had one of them mechanical Snoopies. And he's playing with the mechanical Snoopy. You know what the hell? Think about it. What the hell kind of dog is this? And that face. And I love that dog. He's such a funny ass animal.
Yeah. I mean, before Jane.
It's like showing pictures of our kids. There's my video of some being the Scorpions.
Well, I think we all got, well, not all of us, some of us.
I don't want to hear about it.
That's MIS.
I don't, you know who I am. Yeah. You did more crazy things than most people.
I stopped at Applebee's yesterday while I was in town.
Just right in there.
I was hoping to catch Devontae, but he wasn't there. but I got to see Betty.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
So, where is in Ohio?
Don't go anywhere until you get your picture taken. That's what she's trying to tell you.
Oh, we're gonna make money.
We're leaving in 20
today.
minutes.
All right.
He's got to be
He's gotta be
76.
75.
Yeah, he left me.
Austin in that suit. Austin looks like a pimp in that suit. The suit that I bought him.
No, he doesn't.
He looks like a pimp in that, man. He's badass. That boy look good in it.
Looks like a young gentleman. Thank you. God, my beloved grandson has a
Oh, you're older than me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way I feel. I eat the bad stuff and I go back to the good.
Iced tea, bring it over. It's parking.
Will I get the Social Security? Not too bad. Okay, now we're gonna go through all that again. Okay,
Flipped on me, I'm sorry.
that's all right.
He's the only kid in our class that had an afro.
And I'm the only one who you can see their ears, and you still can.
I remember we went swimming out the Wolf Lake one time. He dove in the water, and his hair didn't even do that. He got all the way in.
It never moved.
It
It gets wet, it
ran
just
off.
comes off easy.
So how you been?
I don't think you were naturally kinky. I think it was all that hairspray you used.
We went by the
Yeah,
park
it's just-
down there.
And the problem is I keep getting in trouble now because it's not the same kind of curl.
Not at all. That's what I said, man.
And so my wife keeps going, get it cut. It's got to be fine. Because it wants to just pop.
It's curly when it gets
But I have
hot.
a lot of, I have a lot of older African American ladies who tell me they love me.
Oh yeah.
I was trying to look at your picture. That was quite a do there.
Yeah, that was after it got cut. You see the pictures, and I wasn't happy with that
Yeah.
haircut.
Well, you,
Because I went to a barber who thought he did try to put a part in it,
well, you were like me. Our parents made us get haircuts before we got our senior picture.
Yeah, and I just learned that Butch Bradley wasn't in our senior pictures because his dad wouldn't let him go get his picture taken because he wasn't going to have.
He wasn't going to cut his hair.
He wasn't going to let. He already they paid for his daughters that had their pictures taken along here. He wasn't going to pay for another daughter to get her picture taken.
Oh,
He's living up in the top.
Yeah,
I kind of thought he might come down. And
I thought he might, but he posts some stuff on Facebook.
he's been having a little bit of health problems. He had to sell his bike.
Happens.
were you a teacher?
Come on down, man. You can stay at my house.
It happens.
No, I
He's
said,
one of your teachers?
you can come down and stay at my place.
I feel like I'm in the kids' table.
I said, you can bring the dog. Hell, it's smaller than my cat.
I don't think we've ever had any of our teachers come to our class reunion.
He's got the little big.
Not a single one.
My question.
A couple of them weren't that much older than us.
Well, you
know,
think
that's the dog.
if
Come on, get it moved off.
they
Have a
were
dog.
This is,
they
I
went
think the
through
third
4 years
one.
of college and then started
They buy
teaching,
them by according
They
to
fit in the pocket.
Well, he gets the
they're
small
gonna
one.
have 18
So that they can ride with him on the motorcycle.
Yeah.
4 years.
You know, I mean, a couple of years ago, I'm gonna say, what, 6 years ago?
Be a difference.
He sold his bike and bought a trike.
And sometimes you'll have your
A trike, and now
your
he's
student
set.
teachers, you
A
know,
little better balance. You don't have to worry about balance.
You don't have to worry about balance.
Yeah. Well,
So you staying down south, or you,
well, I've only been down there since I was born.
I met one teacher that was in Litchfield that just passed away. Wasn't only about 3 years older than most of us.
You know, I moved to Houston, Texas first. And married, met my wife,
especially
got married there,
females at that
and then we
time,
moved over to Auburn, Alabama.
would
And
get
that's where
people
she was
who
from,
came
when her first
to you
child,
then,
daughter was born.
and the guys,
But you know, you gotta have
it was
grandkids.
guys at that time who were getting their dentist degree or their doctor's degree or something, and they brought their wives with
But
them. And so Manchester kind of would bring them in, and then they'd only be there a
so you're
year.
in the Houston area?
no, in
And
Auburn,
they'd
Alabama.
Oh, you're in
get their
Alabama.
doctorate, and they'd move on. So, you
Little more
know, it was
conservative.
cost effective for them because they were hiring new teachers.
Yeah, in some areas.
And it helped them and
Yeah,
helped
yeah, it is, you know, I mean, the south.
So how many you get to go to a class reunion like almost every year, don't you?
I could, but you don't always get invited. I don't like to show up.
You know, at which point does that
Well,
make
I was Quincy, Michigan. Would have been where I would have graduated from. I quit. I joined the army when I was 17.
Okay.
So they still invite me. But the last class reunions, I went to my class, and then a couple weeks later, I rated the class I used to go to school in, because I was part of Litchfield School until my 8th grade year. So 8th to senior was Quincy, up to 7th grade, I was in Litchfield. So when they had their class reunion, I was at the bar, where it was being held in the banquet hall in the back. And as when people all got in, I waited for them to get done doing all greetings and getting the meals. I kind of blended in. I just walked in with my arms folded and looked at a couple people, you know. And some of them I knew right off the bat. I said, "You are Marty Moore," and he goes, "Yep, you're John Bolton. I know who you are." And some other people that I still kept in contact throughout the years. But there was some sisters, Rita and Ruth Hill. I couldn't recognize them in that bunch if you'd have paid me. When they told me who they were, I said, "Wow, you don't look anything like you did in school."
Tonight, even after they told me who they were, just don't.
I dropped out my 11th grade year, for your information, Joe.
you get better clear than the vets and other people.
He looked like a letter L.
I wasn't, I'm not a vet.
Longest feet?
But I support
Don't they say like if you have a puppy with big feet, well, they're going to be big when you get older. But I guess we should have known.
When you were starting about big, I thought maybe you were looking at something else in them.
But I was thinking to myself, you know, because we came
Me too.
from a time where
Me too.
worse for you here, because you could be back there, you could
Trying very hard to get us to the country.
well, that was it. It was scary.
These things called
They were just this now. With all the bolts.
because you didn't have any company. You wonder if you had any.
Now I'm sitting
Well,
in
you couldn't
past
trust
the
the
world.
world.
No, that's right.
You couldn't trust it. There's back then you couldn't trust it.
If I don't think about it, and just type, I will actually type good, but when I start thinking about am I making mistakes, I'll look and I start making mistakes. Me too, most of the time. But I can take my time and find where I want to be if I just don't think about it. And my typing teacher would pat me on the back because that's better than I did in school. That's why I went to typing class.
I'm still.
For some reason, there was a rumor.
Plus, you know, the best and it turned around and I go, You know, I'm making to save more money than I ever could in my life because I don't have school bills to pay for kids or more. They're all too old. We told them all they're too old to come to pay $50,000. And so it's like, but then I turn around every quarter have to write another check.
She did when she owned her own business. When she was running her own business, yeah, we had
Another check for the IRS.
yeah, one to the state, one to the feds. But right now,
and other times, it's so much easier to get characters. I mean, you could wipe out a whole line and type it quicker than it used to be to go and erase one.
it's like $25,000.
Those little round erasers with the brush on the end of it.
Yeah.
Well, we don't itemize.
Yeah, and I used to try to itemize, but when we got rid of our mortgage, paid that off, then it's like, we don't, I can add it all up and I'm.
My typing teacher wouldn't let you use the electric typewriters. You had to learn how to type the old hard key.
We're still paying under motor.
But that's what there was.
I know.
That's considered a motor.
Tell you
You said,
in the classroom that I taught.
So anything that I pay,
They did add some
I didn't
electric,
have any interest on that.
but because
Well,
they were
we talked
electric,
about
Taking off my
they had to
taxes,
have
not
some
my
kind
taxes,
of
but
power
taking
source.
off my
So they put them all
And
in
then of
this
course,
one
you know,
row
she just gets Social
along the
Security.
wall.
I get Social Security with pension.
So they could plug them in. Now,
You know, half of her
the
pension.
computers they bought them
half of my
were
pension.
IBMs, and they
Puts us down
were
in a
heavy.
little bracket.
And they still had a carriage that would move across. And one, I mean, when,
Exactly.
when you
But I
would
paid
hit
it all
the
in.
return
But you
key,
paid
the whole desk
I
would
paid
shake.
for it all.
Boom.
Oh yeah, the electric ones are like yay big.
Yeah. Oh, and heavy.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, and I was
Those are antique
I
now.
had to come up with something, and so I came up with a way that these kids would start, and then after an excellent amount of time,
I have to,
they would move over, and we would kind of rotate, so everyone would have a chance to work on the electric type, because they were
2-day trips.
supposed to be the gravy thing. Well,
My teacher could cut you.
the ones that typed on the electric start, when they went over to manual, they were used to doing this, they had to
Like what those called IBM select a key or something like selectric types
They
or
didn't
something.
have a carriage, they had a little ball.
Yeah,
Okay, so
but they still had the arms. The carriage still went back and forth. Yeah,
all they were was an electrified
with the hammer key. Yeah,
And at the time, when
No, and it's not. Our area,
teachers were expected to dress a certain way, and you had to wear senior
get arrested
anyway,
because people were putting their
group moved over,
family
you know,
check
maybe they were the third or fourth ones.
and they were
And they moved
showing up
over.
on their bank
And this
account.
one girl
like
just, oh my gosh, she was
And they
in
were watching.
because, you know, she hit a key, you know, because she wasn't used to it. She was crying.
Held it down, it just kept it.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna go over to help you out. I'm done. I'm done to help you through. Now, remember, you're not gonna have to throw the carriage across. There's a big key over there, and all you have to do is hit that, and it will return.
So how come you're like that? You can't afford 2 tickets?
And
the electrics we had, you still had to manually bring them over, but they would do this way while you're typing. You
this one,
bring them over.
the manuals you did, but the electric you can get a key, and that whole carriage will go
Yeah.
over as if it threw it. And anyway, so I said, okay, are you ready? She got her hands on there, and anyway, I had her type a couple of keys, and I said, okay, now hit the return. And she hit it, and it came across, and my eye got caught in the flat. And she saw that, and she panicked, and she couldn't take her finger off of it, and it was going, and the thing was, and the desk was shaking every time she did it. And I was going on like
Sounds like a scene from a bad horror movie.
They had a paper release on it, and they pulled the paper release, and I could get my tie out there. I thought, here I am in my first year of teaching, I'm going to die because of the typewriter.
I was one of my teachers. I was his first year of teaching.
And that's what
You see all this stuff on
retired and they
all
closed up
that
Double A.
crap, and it's like, you know,
They gave her like
Okay.
Now, they delivered it and put it in place. That's fine. But a few years later, something went wrong with it and it needed
I don't
help.
have to have any kind of outside
And
help.
the guy at Pyramid Office Supply was extremely good at fixing typewriters. So she said when I came home, you take it up.
I tell my kids,
You slow down, I could barely move it. I had to get it out of the house, down the steps, into the back.
Yeah, and have a dolly cart to get it out of the house. Yeah,
Oh my God. I must have weighed 100 pounds.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
They'd have been good fishing anchors.
Yeah, boat
Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? Yeah.
no doubt about it.
My teacher from Quincy, her name was Mrs. Volkert. Volkert, Volkert. Her husband was a bus driver. So he was my bus driver and she was my typing teacher. If she caught you looking at the keys too much, she put you on the typewriter that had nothing on the keys. All empty keys. You had your little dimple for your A and the J. You know, whatever. No, the ones in the I'm not even looking at the keyboard right. Whatever's in the middle. It's ASDF. So it's F and J. So F and J. There's a little notch on them. That's where you know to set your main fingers.
Except if it's a German typewriter. I never knew about it until after my mom died. I found this huge box of letters under the bed that had written to her from World War II. And occasionally there would be one on a typewriter. And he'd start out with, you'll have to forgive me, I got this brilliant German typewriter and I had
Oh, yeah, you got a heck of a lot of letters easy.
So, you figure it out, but you know, the word would have this one letter in it that didn't belong in the word, and it was consistent all the way through. So you just had to work through it. That's where the was like.
Oh, you haven't got the bike that far out.
It was up in the line with the QWERT. But I don't remember which ones were. They were transposed.
Okay.
And it made for very interesting reading.
My teacher used to play music
Yes.
to type. It's like
it
a
had
drum
certain
music.
Speed,
Tin, tin,
and as long
tin.
as you could keep, and that was to help you get a pattern
Yeah.
instead of hit and then hit.
Get your cameras out and take pictures. Then send it to me.
Okay.
Yeah, that was she was a sweet lady. She retired in '76. So I got to be in her last year as the last year teaching as and I've still kept in touch with her throughout the years. When I was with her the first time, I took her kids and I went out to the lake. You went out there too. Went out to the lake where she lived. Yes, you did.
And this is
Mrs. Volkert's, Nellie's.
okay.
She was out to Coldwater Lake.
Oh yeah.
And I looked her up and went and I wanted to tell her how much she meant to me and how, you know, she was just the sweetest lady. And to this day, I always had nothing but fond memories for her. What really killed me the most was her husband left her for a lady down the road after they had been married for 60 years.
Oh gee.
He went with some bimbo down the road. Nellie was totally devastated from that. After 60 years of marriage, dealing with everything they had to do, raising their kids, you know, and all that stuff, he had, you know, karma got him and that girl that, you know, didn't last long and they've since passed, and so's Nellie, but that was tough, you know. You think of it, after 60 years with somebody, you think you got it all, you got nothing to worry about. So she did the last 10 years of her life basically
Yeah. That's not
alone.
being 60 years old. That's being however old you were and adding 60 years on it.
Well, they got married when they were young. So he was probably as old as we are now when it happened. You know. And they were married when they
Probably
they
longer than that.
got married when they were like 14.
Oh, really?
back then. If she was alive now, she'd be about 120 years old. So, at 76, she retired. She was they forced her to retire. She was 67, and he left her 2 years. The last 2 years of school, she was single. So.
What do you guys want to do?
It was 50 years of marriage at that time. Excuse me, not 60. I'm trying to think right. It wasn't 60. It was 50, about almost 50, almost 55 years, actually. They were still in school when they basically got married.
It sags. It'll probably even sag more when I sit down. Oh, it does. This one is a low one.
Yeah.
Who's going to help me get out?
I resemble that remark when it comes to them chairs.
So Cheryl, did you type on that?
My lady's a little short. I told her tables over there.
Yeah, I think I did. I put her, that was so long ago, I can't remember.
It was. There's no question about it. It was.
The police guys?
No, you're right. I was thinking, I don't know how I was thinking 60 years, but at least 50 years. She was 67, 68, something like that when she retired. But he left her for the gal down the road was only like 5 years younger than her. So,
Yeah, yeah. You guys sit there for like hours. There he is.
Congratulations, still having a full head of hair, though.
What do you want to do for reunions? How many years is it? Because I don't think 5.
If you're like, people say,
We don't have a lot of time.
it may be full, but there's a lot of thinness to it now.
We should have went somewhere and came with a curly-haired wig when he came in. I got a hairpiece that I picked up at a sale. It's called my Donald Trump hair. And I got a picture in my phone here of her grandson with it on.
That didn't work out.
I was waiting for a
I
holler.
know, and I was waiting for.
I just pulled it up here a little bit
Stand
ago.
up and just
I should have.
insult the
See,
Lord.
I should have done that. Oops, forgot. Think about when you want the next reunion. Yes, you too. Why aren't you sitting down?
I forgot to bring a chair.
Well, go up there. There's like so much chairs.
No, this is good.
Are you sure?
Don't make me move. I'm eating.
I comb that up and pull it around. I call myself Donald Trump, not Donald Trump. And I have a live stream right now. I'm on my live stream right now. And I'll put that on once in a while. Goof around with it.
That area friend? From down south? Oh, really? Friend, are you serious? Oh my God, for you.
Look at the big hair she had going on there.
The what?
The big hair you had going on. That all teased up hair. Yeah, at school.
It was all natural curly.
And it puffed up. My mom was a cosmetologist. I actually know how to make the hair look like that.
Yeah. Well, I didn't need any help. Trying to buy
Oh, even bother.
Well,
That's right. Oil the coil.
Yep.
Mine may be.
But I had a shag. Yours was a good shag.
her shag's better than yours.
First mullet.
That's what I said. When you look at there, a lot of these had mullets, but they were their entire head mullet.
Yeah.
Their hair was all around.
I let my hair grow a few years ago, and I had long in the back and nothing in the top, so I had the skullet going on.
The skull.
My caster, my watchers, my fans, my followers, they wanted me to have my hair grow out again. And yesterday it was longer. And I told her that I would cut it before coming, and she goes, "Thank you." Well, because it doesn't grow up here, per se. There's a little bit. And it's so thin that it's just like around here. If I let it go real long and get stuck in the wind, I look like Bozo's love child, you know?
But so many people now have chosen to shave that.
Well, people like shit. that moved over from Manchester to Brooklyn. You know, he was bald at probably 25.
Yeah.
I don't think it did
So yeah, he went that way quick.
Yeah. And made him look old, having the little ring around his
It doesn't
shoulder.
do you any good.
Shaved it off.
Ask Dennis.
He's had it that way ever
It
since.
didn't do him any good.
I've never
I always say God only made a few perfect heads. The rest of me had to put hair on.
It's when you suddenly quit.
That's right. When you quit,
Yeah. Ask Dale.
But you'll never know.
Yeah, that Joe guy, he looks familiar
He
too.
looks pretty fit to me.
Joe, he looks familiar.
Arslan had that are
Driving a
not intended to be.
No,
shaved.
I'm pretty sure mine would have been one. Because I'll feel up in there and I'll say, oh, that wouldn't be good. Oh.
Oh, I don't want to think I do have a phone.
I can't believe
Probably it was supposed to be over there.
Yeah. That's a nice way to conserve it.
Yeah, right. You could have it for your next week.
Exactly. You can go back down the court.
I'm trying not to change a lot. You know?
Well, the invitation's still there if you want to come down from
Okay,
Auburn.
okay.
We have a new coach this year, so coming in this football
Oh,
season.
that's right.
So I don't know how that's going to turn out because the last one was
Yeah.
disaster.
One less paying around. Even one of his school teachers showed up. So I'm making sure I get this on our. This is on our on my live YouTube at the moment.
We even have a Buc-ee's. A Buc-ee's. You know, the gas station that has.
Oh, a Bucky.
The Buc-ee's. That thing is in-
One last pan around, and I'm going to shut this down.
I have not been to the one. I've been to one.
I haven't been in Bucky.
When the grandchildren were with us and we came back from visiting my parents, we drove back.
Hey, goodbye, guys. See ya.